Follow that counter rotation, guys. And we're in. Ha ha! We're in. So even with a spool pin in there, we got through this bad boy. Welcome to the show. This is Mike with Door and Lock Tips. We're going to be talking about something great. It's called Lishi. There, we're in. Look at how fast. I'm going to keep you from spending your hard-earned money on picks you don't need. There we are. The greatest kW5 Quickset 6-pin or 5 lockpick existing on the planet today. kW5 Lishi pick, greatest pick on the planet. I think this is the #1 most favorite pick that I've come in contact with. 5, it is. And look at, we're open. Look at, we're open. Ha ha, we're open. The Lishi kW5. It can be used on a 5 or 6 pin lock, just your regular standard house lock, which is 5 pin. I'll show you how nice this can be used without any adapters or anything. This is really, truly a great pick. This is the kW5 in the series of Lishi picks used exclusively in the United States. I have a list. Please look at my community post. I have the list. You can take a screenshot and then you can go out and buy these bad boys. Davis lock is pretty tough. There we are. We're in. Now, I could let go of this and this thing will spring back. We're in, guys, though. Go out and buy these bad boys. So this is the kW5, and this is such a unique lock pick. It does things that the other lock picks don't do in the Lishi world. kW1R and the kW1L can't perform like the kW5. What are we talking about, all these words? I mean, this is Lishi world, right? kW5. If you're a locksmith, you've been in the business for a while, you know kW5 refers to a kW5 key in the Quickset world. So Quickset, the largest manufacturer in the United States. Let's say you're a individual that owns a bunch of apartments and you put the more expensive, they're cheap. I'm gonna keep you from spending your hard-earned money on picks you don't need. kW5 refers to a Quickset lock with 6 pins. Kind of hard to pick through, even though the other guys say, oh, they're so easy to pick through. 4 down, 2 more. Don't give up, guys. Hang in till the end because it only gets tougher. kW5 refers to a Quickset lock with 6 pins. It's a Quickset lock. It's a funky little key. I'm going to show you this key. It has a bow head on it. See that head on there? That's kW5. It even says it. kW5. And it's longer. So don't be fooled. And why would you need this kW5 in your arsenal? We'll just get right down to it. If you don't have the kW5, you really probably can't pick the Quickset locks. You're going to run into so many of them that have 6 chambers, but they're only pinned up with 5 pins. So you would never know that if you stick in the tinier kW1, which is Quickset with 5 pins. If you stick this bad boy in, you can't tell it's a deeper lock. I mean, they're even longer from each other. And I'll show you that in the next couple of clips here. I'll show you that they're longer, the tip is longer, and they really pick better. I like the longer Lishi pick. It has more of a feel to it. And you're going to see, I can pick the 6-pin cylinders a lot better than I can the 5-pin. It just has a better feel to it. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm going to show you. I've pinned up some of the locks today. I've repinned everything for this little adventure in lock picking. So I have our standard Quickset in my beautiful lock picking vise, which you can get on Amazon. I'll leave a link down in the description. And I have pinned them up so they have 6 pins. Okay, the majority of them do. And then I'm going to show you that you can use this kW5 for Quickset 6 pins. You can use it in a kW1 situation where there's only 5 pins. You don't need a spacer. You know, they sell these spacers online. Some guys have made them up, plastic spacers. You don't even need it. You just shove it in there and it picks perfect. It just sticks out a little further. So I don't know where they're getting off on those spacers. They kind of like them, I guess. They make a little money, I guess. But I'm going to keep you from spending your hard-earned money on picks you don't need. Here's a spoiler alert. I have a video coming up going to tell you the top 2 Lishi picks for the United States that will pick virtually everything in their world. So the 2 brands are, get ready for it, Quickset and Schlage. 2 brands of Lishi pick that's made for those 2 lock brands. We're going to give you a in-depth video on that and show you just how simple and why you should buy those 2. That's a spoiler alert. So let's get into this video. I'm going to show you how cool this lock pick is. Is that cool or what? I'm in how many seconds? With a pick that's not designed for a 5-pin. Cool this lock pick is, kW5. Come on, guys. Let's enjoy the show. Yeah. Hey, guys. We're going to do a fly-in. So here's the pick we're talking about today. It has the red sticker by it. It's the kW5 Quickset for 6 pins. And that is our Lishi pick for today. And ooh, I've done a little research and I've got some cheat notes. That's probably how most lock picking adventurous show their stuff off on YouTube. I did some practice, but this is real life. You know, I ran into some real serious issues with the kW5, solved them, and can explain to you now just how it all works. What's this thing? Oh, that's my secret weapon? It's, yeah, Triflow. And what is this? Lab lube. Put in a syringe. Watch my other videos on this. This is really a secret weapon. I could not pick Quickset, Sergeant, all the locks without this secret weapon for the Lishi pick. Ooh, and here's that pick I was talking about. It's Quickset. It's a great pick, by the way. It's KW. Why, no, this is KW1. This isn't the lock pick at all. I want the kW5. Where is that? Oh, there it is. kW5. Let's get a nice little light on it. We're going to talk about this scope, by the way, in future videos. There's the kW5. What a great pick. See that emblem on the back? Very important. Without that, really, you don't have the original. This is made by Mr. Lishi himself. Yeah, love this pick. Look at that pick. Ooh, there's my cheat notes. Okay, so let's get into picking some of these Quickset locks. I got 6 of them, so let's get into it. Peterson, yeah. Get ready for a sneak peek behind the scenes. Yeah. We should discuss this beauty of a lock picking stand. Look at this thing. I'm going to put a link in the description. You need to go buy it immediately. I had to modify it a little bit. I took the spacer that was on the back here and I put it in the front, okay? And I trimmed off the bolts that stick out because they stuck out like a 1/4 inch and I wanted them to be nice and trim. So guys, go buy this beauty. It's well worth the money. Cheap, or let's say inexpensive, from Amazon. And this one is my favorite for big stuff. It's a Panavise, and this one is for the biggest locks existing. You can slide all the way out. You got to have these tools, or how are you going to pick locks? I got this cool scope. I'm show you how you can read the key bitting on the inside of a cam lock with this scope. It is wonderful. Take the cap off and you can see with your phone a magnified edition of your locks. Is that cool or what? That's for future video. You're gonna love it. Well guys, here's where you're gonna get your Lishi lock picks. UHS Hardware. If you have an account, let's see how much these things are. Hear this click, watch. Here it goes. Oh, I love that. We're in. How much? Oh yeah, there it is. 70 bucks. UHS Hardware. Of course you can get these from Amazon as well, but these are the original Lishis. They're a little more pricey because they are built better, just in my opinion. I mean, Mr. Lishi made his own stuff. I don't like knockoffs, not in the Lishi world. So this is the greatest kW5 Quickset 6-pin or 5 lockpick existing on the planet today. And you can get it straight from UHS Hardware for 70 bucks on sale. The Lishi kW5. It can be used on a 5 or 6 pin lock, just your regular standard house lock, which is 5 pin. I'll show you how nice this can be used without any adapters or anything. This is really, truly a great pick. It's all stainless steel. Comes with the logo on there, Lishi, and it is the original Lishi. So you can peel that sticker off and it gives you a serial number like a gun. Or like your car. Well, these are kind of like buying a car, but they last forever. The graduation on the pick itself to show you just what you're doing. What does that mean, 2-in-1? Well, I'm going to tell you. You can pick with it, and you can also decode a key. Each one of these graduations tell you the depth or the pin size. Pins in the cylinder match the cuts on the key. So if you just write that all down in the end after you pick the lock, it'll stay right in each chamber. They'll stay down and it'll tell you how to cut your key. Or it'll get you very close. I mean, you may have a mistaken key because you're doing it that way, but this is a great way to do it. This will not pick the Quickset smart keys. It only picks their pinned locks. If you're using a smart key system, this will not do the trick for you. I have a whole box of these smart cylinders. You can buy them by the box. And how they're distinguished is you have to use this reset tool. And on the face of the cylinder itself, let me get one out of a package, you have the most interesting design. This cylinder uses the same key, but see that little notch right there, that little teeny divot hole? My Lishi pick the kW5 will not pick this thing. It'll go in, it'll have some spring tension per chambers, but guess what, guys? You can't pick it with this. This tool cannot do it. There's another tool made specifically for that, about $500. And this generation is the 4th generation of Quickset's idea for smart keys, and boy, it's a winner, guys. I'm saying this is wonderful. The 5th generation is even better. So let's get into the show. I almost forgot. Here's the list. Please check out my community post, and you can screenshot this list from there and then print it. And we're going to be using the one that's marked right here. 6 pins. It'll actually do 5 as well. Here it is right there. kW5. Yeah. Got a nice click. Oh, we're in. We're in. See, you got to baby your way through these things. Here we have it, the Quickset lock. This is probably the most used lock in the United States of America. #1 lock. This is the pin type, not to be confused with the smart lock from Quickset. And we're gonna splooge it up before we pick it with the kW5 pick. Now this shouldn't actually work in here. This has 5 pins. The cylinder is very short, and this is extra long beak on it. The two compared to each other. This is the kW1 and this is the kW5. Now look at the difference in lengths there. kW1, which is the top one here, is way shorter, guys. Way shorter. Look at that. So why does this work so well? I don't know. It's just way better. Springiness of it feels so much better than the kW1. You really don't have to buy the kW1, but I highly suggest you buy all of them. Now let's put in some splooge. Now this stuff is my secret weapon. I mixed it up myself, and I show you in a short, very small 1:20 video how to make your own splooge. Look at that. Oh, that stuff is just plain poisonous. Do not eat it, and I'm not responsible for anybody making this stuff. You use lab lube, you use Triflow, you buy these both from Amazon, and you can get them for a reasonable price. Mix it together in a nice little sploogey container. Suck it up with your syringe you're going to get from one of the Hobby Lobby stores. Suck it up right into the syringe. Make up a bunch because you're going to need it if you're lock picking. And it will not hurt your lock. This is not to be confused with graphite. This is Teflon, but in a really condensed form. So we're going to go ahead and splooge the lock up. Dad, splooge the lock with your Teflon super lock picking wonder. And I just put it right on my Amazon rubber stand for jacks. I just put it right on there. Keep my table nice and clean. So now we're going to take a regular non-cut key and we're going to stick it down its face. And we're going to work this stuff in. Because if you don't, you probably are going to have real trouble picking a lock. So use this stuff, guys. Really. Now we're going to wipe off the excess. Wipe off all excess. Now imagine you don't have a key, right? You walk up on somebody's place. Let's say you're a manager for apartments and you don't have their key. So make up your own splooge and take a blank key that you will have, or one of your keys that are in your pocket, right? And just shove it in the lock. Make sure that splooge is all worked in. Look at how nice that is. It's all in there really good. Wipe off the excess. And like I say, I'm not responsible for anything that may happen to you for using my splooge idea, but it really isn't mine. They sell it. Amazon sells both bottles of that stuff, so I'm just condensing it. Now notice the lockpick goes right in, but it's not going in all the way. And let me just show you what I'm talking about. See this? This part of the lockpick is not seating itself against the lock. And that's to be understood because the lockpick's longer. So if I shove in the shorter kW1, it seats itself all the way in. See that? It's all the way in there. But the kW5 does not. But that's not going to hinder anything with your lock-picking adventure because it actually works better. Let's go ahead and pick this. Let's get right at it then. So we're not all the way in, but if you pull out to the very final pin, the number 1, because there's 1 through 6 on this and there's only 5 pins in there, so it's really the number 1 starts on 2. So not to confuse you, I'm just going to tell you how it feels while I'm picking. So you can pick either direction on this lock. It is locked up, even though it's all worn out. This is what you're going to basically run into. This is about an 18-year-old lock. It's all worn out. I took it off a building and it's shot. All right, let's pick this thing. So the deepest pin would be our 5th pin, even though these numbers are not matching, guys. And this doesn't seem to still be right for you to see. We'll go a little further up on it. Isn't this cool with this Panavise? I can adjust anywhere I want. All right, now it's kind of good. Get this right there. Lights, action, camera. Here we go. The deepest pin. Felt a little click on the 5th pin. Got a nice click on 4. These numbers are not going to match what I'm saying, but you know what I'm talking about. And so this is the 3rd pin. It's solid as a rock, so it's probably right there. So you're looking for springy pins or pins that you can actually slide. I got a little touch on 3, so that's probably right at the top. That's probably a 6. Let's go down here to the very first chamber. So that's solid as a rock there. Let's go back. I got very light tension. Right there. They're springy all the way through on that one. So one of these, there, we got to pick. Got to pick on the 5th chamber. That's done. That's done. And we're done on that. We're done on that. So we should be through, actually. Four. So that's the 3rd, really. Let's see. There we are. Look at how cool that is. So I picked it in what, 3 minutes? Time feels heavy when you're videoing. So I got in there with the kW5, no spacers on the nose, none of that stuff you're seeing that you need to buy. You don't need any of that junk. Just buy the kW5. This is the lock pick of the century. It really is. It's wonderful. All right, so we got the big boy done. Now let's see, what else were we gonna do in this? By the way, we have 6 locks we're gonna pick. So that's the first one that we did. So let's take this away. Goodbye, old lock. Take that away. And we're now gonna pick its brother. This came out of a lock similar to that. And we're gonna pick its brother, and it's still 5-pin, just to show you it can be done in a 5-pin situation. So we're gonna splooge this bad boy up. I splooge over here. Let's splooge this. Look at that. Oh, it's so delicious. Don't eat it. It's hazardous to your health. So I got it all splooged up with my secret concoction for lock picking. Yeah, regular standard key, and shove it down its face because it makes it so much easier, guys. Really does. You'll be going through your locks twice as fast, maybe 3 times faster than what you've ever done before with this new improved splooge. We'll call it Splooge because there was a guy I knew up north, we'll just say, and all he ever called anything was Splooge. So that's my adopted word. It might be the tip of the day. Put your splooge in the face of the lock. Splooge it. Yeah. Put your splooge in there. Here's all 6 locks. We got the one that came out of a regular cylindrical lock like you just saw me pick. We've got one in this killer Abyss. There's 6 pins in there. 6 pins in the standard drilled 6 kW1 or 5. You can use it either way. But I have it pinned up for a kW5 key. Isn't that a cool key? So you see one of them keys on somebody's keychain, you'll know it's a 6-pin. There you go. I have modified these to fool people. Oh, you can do all kinds of stuff with a grinder. And so here's the rest of the cylinders. Why do we want to fool people? I guess we don't want people to pick through our locks. So you got something really special, you want to have it pretty pick resistant, right? So here's our cylinder. It's clamped in my killer vise from Amazon. And I don't get anything from showing this vise. I just can't believe how cool it is, guys. I bought it myself. I fell in love with it. So let's see. Is that going to be good? Yeah. So let's pick through this thing. Notice it does not go all the way in. It's still sticking out right here. Sticking out. Let's go ahead and pick. I got some tension on it. And this is a different key than the other lock. So this is pinned entirely different. So the very first, it's solid as a rock, so it might be a number 6. Got a little click on this, which would this, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be the 3rd. Solid as a rock. This is the 4th. Well, we'd call this 2. Man, I'm getting mixed up. I want to show you that this pick will do everything. Okay, well, nothing real convincing there. Let's go ahead and down on this. All right. Got a nice click on 5. Don't be confused. The numbers aren't matching. Look at that. Number 4 is already there. Number 3 is at the top. Don't want to push that just yet. I think that's already there. There, we're in. Look at how fast. Now, I did not modify these cylinders. Look at how cool that is, guys. I did not modify these cylinders so that it was easy. They are just like you'd buy from the factory. And look at, I'm in. Is that cool or what? I'm in how many seconds? With a pick that's not designed for a 5-pin. So if I was you and you don't own this pick, do you really need this one? I'd say no. But, you know, I like them. I like to have them around, but 70 bucks, 80, 90 bucks, if this will do it all, I say there's our winner. Spoiler alert for the next video. Well, one of the videos showing off the two, Quickset and Schlag. Most valuable picks in the US of A. So this is one of them. All right, we got that one done. Let's get on. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Let's get on to the next one. All right, we'll take this thing out. So we got this one done. That is done. We'll stick it right there. And we are going to try the invincible Abus patented 83 padlock. This is one great padlock. You want to buy a good padlock? Buy this Abus. If you want a good lock, this is the one. Pinned up 6 pins. Now I pinned it myself. Hey guys, let me show you a close-up of the numbers on the pick. These numbers coincide with the pin sizes, and these are just the chambers. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how this works. So now it's the same way on the kW5. You have all this. That's why you decode and pick. So that's how you decode it, with this beautiful information all engraved. And this is probably sandblasted. They engraved it, plus they put kind of embedding numbers in there. And look at, there's not a scratch on it. It's beautiful. So let's go ahead and splooge this cylinder. I just pinned it up, and it is tough. I've never lubricated it. So I got the splooge there. Gotta do this a lot. You want that splooge to be on all those pins. I don't want to fail today. This is too hard to do in a video and have a failure. I don't think you guys like failures, and I don't either. So let's clean this off. Clean the lock off. There's the pinning, but backwards, so I can feel the depths on this lock. I want to show you how this works. That's why I made these little cheat sheet papers. All right, I sat down because that's just too hard to stand over that camera. We shove this thing in and it goes, now notice it goes all the way in. That's all the way in this lock. So there's 6 chambers in here, real deep, versus my other ones that were residential that are 5. So there's 6 in this. Now let's just see how tough. Now this has, or had, spool pins in it. And I took the spool pins out for a very good reason, guys. I want to show you real life picking. So there's the spool pins. I yanked them and I put in regular pins. Made it easier on myself. And here is the bitting of the chambers. So number 1 is 5. Number 2 is 4. Then a 5, a 2, a 3, and a 6. So that's the depths. And I want to just show you in depth how this works. Because you know, guys are picking along and you may think, what in the world are they doing? Well, I want to show you what we're doing. Now, let's get this just right for you all. All right, the very first number 1 chamber. The very first one. That's this one right here, number 1. This little line right here is going to line up. The little tip of this little finger up here is going to line up with number 1. So let's go ahead and feel that. It should be a 5. It should be a 5 on the side. See these numbers on the side? Should be a number 5. That is the size of the pin. These are the chambers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the chambers. That's the depth inside the lock. And these on the side, right here, these side numbers are the depths of the pins. All right, that's the size of the pins. Great way to think about it, if possible. And I guess I can show you just a little closer how this works. So here's the sizes of the pins. Notice how long this one is. That's how deep the pin goes into the keyway here, or the plug. So these numbers match the different depths of pins or cuts on the key. So when I hold the key up, if I have on the very closest cut towards the shoulder, that is a number 5, it looks like. And see, that's a number 5 right there. All right, so now we understand how that works. Let's go ahead and pick it. Shouldn't be too hard, but it might be. So I got ever so light tension. And by the way, this thing picks clockwise. You've got to know that. I mean, it's going to be impossible for you to spin it. I have a spinner by HPC, but it would be impossible for you to spin it with this spinner because there's not enough give the wrong direction for you to set this in and spin it past the shear point. You need one of these though. HPC makes it. You gotta have it, guys. It's one of those tools that you must have if you pick the wrong direction. It won't help you in this regard though. So we got to go up, which is clockwise. So we're going to start on the outside here. So number 1 is going to be a 5, so we don't have nothing there. It's going to be a 4 on number 2 chamber. It's going to be a 4 depth. Got it? See that? It went right there and clicked. So it clicked right on 4. And it's a hair higher. This little notch is a hair higher than 4, but it's not exact. Some have said, you know, why don't they make it exact? I don't know. Maybe some tools are better than others. Mine's machined a little different, slightly high. So now we're going to do a number. This is going to be a number 5. So when I go down this chamber, when I slide down it on the 3rd chamber, it's going to be a 5. So there's nothing there. It's all springs. Try to pick a binding pin first. So if there's springs, it's right at 5 though. But don't pick that one first. Go to a binding pin. All right, this one is going to be a 2. Look at that, went right down to 2. Notice my pick is slightly below the 3, more towards the 2, which is the 2 right there. All right, let's keep going. The next one is a 3. Get this right over the chamber. So we got a number 3. I'm slightly above it. And the next one is a 6. And trust me, if it's hard at the top, don't push it. You'll wreck your picking adventure if you push that number 6. That is going to be your killer. This number 6 right here, I show you, that number 6 height is so close to the top. If you push past it, you are going to hate life. It won't pick. All right, let's go to 3. Still got some spring there. Now notice there's no spring on 4. So it's probably picked. So the 4th is a number 2. It is picked. All right, number 3 on this layout would be a number 5. That's still springy, guys. So this should be a number 4. It is. And this should be a 5. It is. And look at, we're open. Look at, we're open. Ha-ha! We're open. And I just followed the way the pick feels. So now we're going to take this away just for fun. These Avis locks and all padlocks have a spring tension to themselves, all theirself. fight that spring tension on the last pin. So let's fill this again. We're going to not look at the numbers. So there's all springy on that. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction, guys. Got to go clockwise. All right. We're going to feel this. Nothing on that one. Got spring tension, or springy all the way down. See that? Don't play with that one. Start with something that's binding. Got a pick down there on the fourth chamber. That's kind of springy. Got a pick on 2. Nothing on 1. Number 2's picked. Number 3's picked. Number 4's picked. I might have over picked that one. That is right there at the top. Number 4. Oh, I heard a pin go back. That's okay. That's picked. When a pin goes back, all that's telling you is that you've lessened the binding of the plug turning in the housing of the lock.
The pins are caught up in a binding situation in the plug chambers.
These are all pretty much picked. Let's see that 4 is perfect all the way down. And we're going to go to 5 again. Now, if you're not putting enough tension, when you get this thing finally picked, stress against your tension arm there. It's tougher than it looks. This Avis lock is pretty tough. There we are. We're in. Now, I could let go of this, and this thing will spring back. We're in, guys, though. This would spring back. So, see, I'm fighting the tension. And I didn't go crazy on this. You got to find the binding points and leave the springs alone. When there's springs, you don't mess with it. But look at, watch. I love this click. You got to hear it. Got to hear this click. Watch. Here it goes. Oh, I love that. We're in. All right, let's get this thing out of here. Goodbye, Avis. Goodbye. Watch this spring tension, really. When I put this thing back, see it springs it back. So this has a lot of tension in it. All right, now we'll set that bad boy aside. We got 2 of them done. Let's do a 6-pin. All right, we have it in the vise. This is the key to it. And we're going to pick right through this thing. This is 6 pins. We put our custom splooge in there, quite a bit of it. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Make your own custom splooge from Lube and Dryflow. They are not paying me to say this. I made my own because you have to. It's kind of like coming up with your own sandpaper. I don't know. Maybe a rock sand with. Oh, I crack myself up, don't I? I know. I'm corny. All right, here we go. That is not the key. But I just wanted to get some of the excess off of there. You do not want to have this on you. You don't want to be picking through this stuff. So we'll put that back down. This is the key, guys. But I don't have a blank in the kW5 on me right now. So we'll just use the key. Or whatever. Whatever key you want to shove in there. This does work. See, it's locked, and then so the key works great. When you use this vise, sometimes you'll clamp it and it'll clamp the nut that's on the back. And that's not good because then it won't turn. All right, so let's stick in the kW5 for 6 pins. Get this There we go. Got to make sure it's seated all the way in. It's going to be seated against the face. That way you'll line all these chambers up. Go ahead and pick it. I can go either direction on this. We're going to go clockwise. I can start at the 6th chamber, or I can start at 1. So let's start all the way. Ooh, crap. Start all the way on 6. How about that? Can you see that one? There we go. All right, 6. Which right at the top, guys. Do not set that pin. If it's right at the top, it's probably a number 6 depth right back here. If you push that past that hard point, you're going to hate life because you passed up the 6. Let's just, for fun, see if it's a number 6. It is. So this last number right there is a 6. Oh, yeah, you would hate life. All right, here we go. That's pretty solid. I got extremely way too much tension on there. I'm thinking I'm back on that padlock. All right, nothing on 5. Maybe 4s. Got a little click down there. Number 3 feels set. Number 2 is right there. Notice they don't spring back. Once you pick that chamber, it's pretty much there. Oop, I heard some going back. So got number 1 is solid. Number 2 is picked. Number 3 is solid. Number 4 feels like it's right there, but it's not binding. Well, a little. See, it's catching, but going back. So I haven't got enough chambers picked for that to bind. Oh, got another nice click on 5. And I heard some pins go back, but that's only because I didn't have the binding order right. Number 6, the 6th pin in is probably a 6. We saw that on the binning. It's right at the top. Do not push past that thing. Number 4. And you'll feel the pin go down when you're doing it. Number 4 is definitely picked. Number 3 is solid. 2 is solid. Number 1, what is that? That's probably a 5. I may have overset this one. These little Quicksets are kind of tough. Schleg, I'd be right in. Okay, well. Number 4. I fell a pick on number 3. 2. Number 1. Try it again. Number 6. Chamber is 6. That is down, looks like 3. This one is a 2. Yeah, probably a 5. We're actually overpicked on one of these because it's jammed. Let them all go back, and I'll be more gentle, okay? I want to be more gentle. I know you're anxious, you're waiting, you got your popcorn and your soda in your hand, and you're waiting for this, but you got to be a little more gentle. Number 6, we're going to leave alone. Number 5 is solid as a rock. Number 4 is springy. Number 3 2 all the way down. Number 1 back to 6. 6 is picked. Got a nice pick on 5, although I do not believe it's there. Yes, it is there. All right, we got 4. Nice pick on 4. It's down at the 2. Now number 3. Nice click on 3. So it's way up there. Any of those big pins, this Lishi is going to have trouble with. Where are we at on this? Got a nice pick on that. Number 2, it's probably a 4. And that's probably a 5. Got 4. Got a nice click. Oh, we're in. We're in. See, you got to baby your way through these things. Hopefully, that showed you how to get in a kW5 cylinder. That is a beauty. Look at that thing. Ah, you own this and you're going to just be happiness. You're going to be so happy. Let's try the spinner just for fun. Show you what the spinner's all about. I'm going to spin this cylinder the opposite direction. The plug. So I'm going to turn it in the direction. I'm going to hang on to this part of it right here. I'm going to turn it in the direction I want to spin it. Push it in. There's a couple of barbs in there. There we go. And then I push this button. One of my loyal fans, you got to get this closest to the Bible, which is what they call this, where all the top pins and springs are at. So get this almost straight up, even with it, so it'll go fast past it. I'm going to stick this in here like this. I'm going to push this button, and it should spin it right past. Watch that. It's going to be like greased lightning, guys. Watch this. Bingo! We got it past. So now it's open the other direction. See that? It's open the other direction. If you picked it in the wrong direction, get your HPC out. Spinner. HPC spinner. I love it. Let's get to the next one. So that's 3 down. Well, actually, that's 4 down. 4 down. 2 more. Don't give up, guys. Hang in till the end because it only gets tougher. Here's what I did just for fun. This is a 5-pin. I left it as 5-pin. Okay, I repinned it because I have had terrible trouble. I cut a new key, had terrible trouble with this one. That's why I blackened it. I could not pick through it in my other adventures. So let's go ahead. We'll put it in the vise and we'll see if it's loose. All right, it moves. It moves. You don't want to over tighten the vise, right? Because you'll tighten up on that nut. I'm going to put some custom splooge in here. Oh, I like this stuff. You mix it up yourself. Got to get enough in there, though. I was putting way too less. I mean, I made up a real big batch of this stuff. Keep that out of reach of children. It's lab lube. And this already has it in it, but I just made a bigger amount. Super Lube by Triflo. Super lubricant. Stick the key in. Look at that. Goes right in. And then, because this is a 5-pin, let me wipe off this excess splooge. I can use just a regular key. And when I say 5-pin, it's drilled for 6 pins, but I only put 5 in it. We know this is the key. So I'll let you kind of see it. See the numbers over here. All right, here we are. KW5 again. It's 5-pin, but it's drilled 6, so it's going to go in all the way. So if you had just a KW1, which is for Quickset, right? KW1 Quickset keyway. If you only had the KW1, it wouldn't go in deep enough. But it would pick this 5-pin jobby do, because there's only 5 pins. I leave out the last pin. And this shorter one would have worked. But why do that? Just use your kW5. This is the way to go, man. All right, let's do it. So here's the bitting. Just so you can see it. We'll start deepest in. I could start, wow, let's just start way out here on 1. How about that? And this bad boy was very tough. And I call it hard for a reason. At the number 1. All springs, so you just don't have to do that one first. Springs on number 2. I have moderate tension here. Oh, number 3, I've encountered some binding. Oh, I got to pick on number 3. So number 3 is pretty much picked. Number 4 is all springs again. When I say springs, see there's nothing there, guys. So there's no binding on that pin. Number 5, got a nice click on 5. All right, so number 5 is probably picked. And number 6, there's nothing in 6. See, there's no chamber there. So let's go back. It's way down here. Nothing on the 3rd chamber. Nothing on 1. Nothing on 1, should say. Nothing on 2. Got a pick on 3. Okay, got a nice pick. So sometimes these quick sets, you feel it hard, but then it'll go ahead and click because it was just encountering some problems at the top there at the shear line. Got a nice click on the 4th chamber. So the 4th chamber in, got a nice click. 5th chamber. Could be overset with the 5th chamber. Nice set on 4 and 3. Got a nice click on 2. See, it started to bind finally. Got a click on 1, but could have overset it. 2 set. 3 set. 4 set. 5 set. I think I'm overset on something. It might be that one right there. Click. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm overset. Now remember, this was so hard for me to pick, I could not pick this thing. So let's go ahead. We're going to start in the center of it. Got a nice click on the 3rd chamber. Nothing on 2 and nothing on 1. So let's try I'm starting from the center out just for fun. Nothing on 5. We know 6 is done. Nothing on 4. 3rd chamber. Got a click on the 3rd chamber. Got a nice click on 2, guys. Number 1. It's right there. All right, the 4th. Going down. I got a click, but you heard that pin go up somewhere. Right there, that's solid. We know that one's picked. We know number 3 is solid. It's picked. Number 2 is picked. Now in the first chamber, it's picked. It's picked. Now we got to bounce these a little bit, see if we can find which one is totally binding. So that 4th chamber in is kind of springy. Oh, I hear that. One went back. It's telling us stuff, though. Which one is it? That's at 3. That's at 2. Click on 3 again. Down there by 1. I might be overset right there on the 4th chamber. I'm going to try it the other direction. This was so tough, I failed on this last time. So let's give it another try. We'll start in the center. Got it's down to number 1. Now our little cheat sheet's telling us really the story. So that should be 1. It should be 2. Nice click on 2. This should be 3. Nice click on 3. We'll go back to 4. Now the 4th one in is a 4. That it's going way past it. So that's our bad boy, the number 4. It's overset now. Let's see if I can get it back. Nothing on 4, really. We'll leave that one alone. This should be down to 4. Or no, this should be 5. These are confusing me because remember, it's only pin 6. All right, well, we're not going to get... I'll give it one more try, and I'm tossing it, guys. We can't spend no more time on this thing because better things are happening. So we'll try at number 1. Gotta click on number 1. When I say click, we're to the shear line on number 2. Oh, look at all that. Number 1 is kind of set. It's still got a way to go. Number 4. Set number 4. This is supposed to be a 5. We got to go back here and figure out which one's wrong. There, got to click on number 1. Number 2's okay. Number 3. There, we got it down to 1. Got a good click on 1. On number 3, I mean. Down to 1. This one should be a 4. Look at that. It says it's a number 2. I wonder if I'm wrong. And then number 5. I can't get it open. Yeah. This is supposed to be on the 4. I don't feel nothing at 4 though. I wonder if I've written that down wrong. Guys, I don't think this is the right cheat sheet. I can't pick this thing. We're pitching it. I can't pick it for some odd reason. This cylinder is very difficult. Goodbye, cylinder. I can't stand you. You beat me for another time in another video. This is the third video that thing's beat me. And you know, off camera, I picked it like 20 times. But on camera, I can't pick it. So I don't know what to say about that. Here's our final cylinder. Yeah. Now this cylinder is pinned up 5 again. And I'll just show you that the Lishi pick can get through a 5. So this is 5 pins, but it's all mastered up. And we're going to see if it can get through a 5-pin cylinder. Let's get our splooge, stick it on there. That stuff is wickedly strong for picking. All right, here we go. That's not the key. These are the keys. I do not know the bidding, but we're going to try to pick it. So you're going to get it lined up in there. It'll go all the way in. The pin on the back side there, the very farthest one in, is missing. No spring, no pin. All right, I'm going to go clockwise this time. Here we go. Got to click on 5. Got to click on 4. Got to click on 3. Okay, we got a spool pin in here. I never opened it up to see if I put a spool pin in there, but I've got a false set for sure. Spool pin has turned. So we got counter rotation. See that? Counter rotation. Counter rotation. Just follow that counter rotation, guys. And we're in. Ha ha! We're in. So even with a spool pin in there, we got through this bad boy. That spool pin did not defeat us, nor did 5 pins. This got right through a 5-pin kW5 cylinder with 5 pins, and you would have never known this had 5 or 6 if you only owned the kW1. There we have it, guys. You decide which one's the overall winner. I think you already made your decision. Buy all the picks, but if you just have enough money just to buy one, buy the kW5. That's my tip for the day. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry I couldn't pick that one lock, but you know, that's the way it goes. I'm sure I'll pick it off camera because I'm going to do that right now. And I'll go, wow, couldn't I have gotten that one? Anyway, there we have it. kW5. Original Lishi kW5. They do not have this in an opposite tension arm. They just have it in the right. Please tell your friends, hit that like button, smash that like button, smash it, smash it, smash it, smash it. Tell your friends, and I'll have more door and lock tips like this coming your way. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Guys, I'm so glad you tuned in for this kW5 adventure. One of the greatest lock picks that exist for the United States of America. If you're not a professional, if you're a professional, you need this lock pick. It's relatively inexpensive. Like I showed you where to get it, UHS Hardware. Great place. What, down to 70 bucks? You'd be just such a miss not to have this in your Lishi pick arsenal. It'll teach you how to pick a lock. can feel the different chambers. You can feel the resistance on the pins. You can feel, even with this pick, you can feel top pins that are spool pins. You can feel them just like nothing. And so if you were to pick a lock and you wanted to have a little fun, I guess, you could play with putting this pick in first and then using your hand picks. Maybe by Peterson. Let's see, where are my hand picks? Oh, you know what? I don't have any. Not right handy, but I do have this. Ooh, this is really cool. I mean, you'd love this. This goes right in your wallet. Please hit that like button, subscribe, tell your friends, smash the like button. Will you smash it, smash it, smash it, smash it? And then I'll have more videos coming your way in the future. So please stay tuned to my channel. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, or did I? We're going to have a video coming up that's going to have the two most favorite Lishi picks for the United States. The ones I have decided. Can I do that? Can I do that on YouTube? Can I make a decision? Well, for the masses, I'm going to say the Lishi lock picks that you need, I'm going to give you the two most favorite, and you're going to love them. Because I have spent over, $1,000 to $1,500 coming up with the U.S. lock picks, and I boiled it down to two that will cover most anything you're going to run into. Because, you know, they are specific for a different lock brands. So Schlage and Quickset is what you really need. And I'm going to show you why you only need these two lock picks in that world. Because remember, Lishi makes several Schlage and Quickset lock picks. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned for the upcoming video. My foot's numb. All right, let's try it again. Oh man! So the KW. So we're cutting to the chase. kW5. Now you can go dates that will they're inexpensive. They're a great bargain, and they're kind of hot. All right, I failed on this last time. Click. You got to hear it. Hear this click. Watch. Here it goes. Oh, I love that. We're in. kW5 Lishi pick. Greatest pick on the planet. I think this is the #1 most favorite pick that I've come in contact with in my life. The Lishi kW5.